Donald Trump sounds an awful like at times Adolf Hitler with his yelling and with his talking and with his consistent uses of certain phrases and terms. He reminds you of Adolf Hitler, doesn't he? Well, I happened to, this was brought to my attention by my mom. She said, did you read about how Donald Trump's ex-wife claimed that he had a book of Hitler's speeches by his bedside that he read? And so she showed me the Business Insider article, and in turn referred to a 1990 Vanity Fair interview with Trump's ex-wife, Ivana. Wow. Wow. And how he had this book called The New Order. And that was that far back. And I believe it, because the proof is in the pudding. Look at how Donald Trump has conducted himself in the process of being the 45th president of the United States. He has focused on openly favoring one group, older white men in his cabinet, paying lip service to the idea of diversity. He has shown a consistent dislike for democracy, freedom of the press. He obviously has a complete disdain for the press, uses his own Twitter account as his media organ, puts out fake news whenever he feels like it, and then issues threats against the press, like the CNN takedown video of a few days ago, Sunday morning, and he sees nothing wrong with it. We've never had a president like Donald Trump. He says he's the modern-day president. He is not the modern-day president. Barack Obama was the modern-day president, the person who raised America's stature, its level of respect around the world. Barack Obama did that over George W. Bush. Not to say that President Bush W. had caused America's stature to be low, but let's face it, in the wake of the Iraq War, we weren't looking so good. We needed a boost. And then, of course, we had the economic crash, so we really needed help. We elected Barack Obama, and he fixed things. He really did a great job of it. And then he installed the Affordable Care Act. But now he's replaced by a guy who doesn't really understand the details of the policy that he's passing, or he claims to support, and whose reasoning only appears to go as far as, if Obama did it, then I'm not going to do it, or I'm going to undo it. What is that? And he does it because Obama is black. And it fits with his modern version of that Hitler-esque agenda that calls for racial superiority. We don't need that at this time, at all. At all. Oh, and for those of you who would say, well, Ben Carson's on his cabinet, don't be fooled, okay? Study what Ben Carson says. Ben Carson is not someone you should point to and think, hey, he's a black leader. No. Or this is a person who is an equal of Donald Trump. Well, Donald Trump didn't really treat him that way. He called him names during the campaign that, had I been Ben Carson, I would have hauled Donald Trump into court for doing. Straight out hauled him into court for doing. Or made him pay a crap load of money to overcome the lawsuit I was going to slap on his head. No way. Absolutely not. But then Carson sits there and he makes derogatory image comments about African Americans, even as he's black. And that's the kind of people that Donald Trump has surrounded himself with. It should never be about that. It shouldn't be. It should be about the most competent person for the job, regardless of sex or color. And Donald Trump does not display that. He doesn't, okay? So he does a disservice to this country. And with him as president, we are going in the wrong direction. That's just a sad fact.